Ik ga je wel.
I need a boat.
Dan need a boat.
Ja,
Are you starting the episode?
Een boor?
Boot be like. Ik heb net nog hout mee. Oh, hier zit hout in.
Mining away.
Oh.
Flying is not enabled on the server.
Ja, maar zing ik.
Yeah, go game plant in the boat.
Onder water. Sick.
Als je me net gaat vakken, ik ben nu een hele tijd in ons restaurant rijden.
Hey editor, can you make a time lapse?
Sure, no problem.
Can you also make a time for me?
Look at those, they are gay. I see cock.
Oh no, crapper. Opties, wat is dit? Je hebt je onderkant overheen. Dit is niet door mijn boeken zitten. Wat dank je, we zetten hem in de... Oh, wat zit ik nou? Papa boeken. Let's go. Goed, Branke Rhino.
Where are you going though?
Snapping point set.
You may not rest now, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh!
What?
He disappeared.
What a dark one.
Oh no.
Oh no, I think he's dead now.
A very black in there.
This good.
I can see. Oh, hello.
It needs...
It's staying away.
I have some vaccines.
Why have they called me Elmer?
Oh, dude.
One in the chain. Can we shoot through them?
No.
I will do
Come on guys, this is not by the script.
Oh yes, sorry, we need to kill him. What are you doing?
We gonna ride him. We going
That's right. Oh my god! That is very smart.
I'm almost dead.
His force field. I can't.
did it launch me in the air though?
Yes, I MOG'd water on the ground and then I lived.
I tried to explode the boat, but dark one.
What is he doing? What a dragon doing?
What a dragon!
Watch out, I put it the back.
Where are you? Hello.
The bat go bomb! Ah, he's not dead! He's what?
Easy.
Ooh, I saw. Oh, no.
Otter!
Where the heck?
Where the heck go?
Where the heck?